Hello class, we are going to do a reading from our My Books. So please pause the video and turn to page 147 in your My Book. We are going to read the story called Happy New Year. My guess is that you can guess what this is about. I'll pause now while you get yourself situated. Make sure you have a pencil. You might want to take some notes. And let's get started. This is a narrative nonfiction story. That means that it gives facts about a topic. We're going to actually learn, but it's going to read like a story. It's going to be fun to read and read like a story. Narrative nonfictions always include facts and details about a real topic. We are not learning about fairies and dragons today. Let's take a moment to think about what you will read about in this story called Happy New Year. So take a moment, maybe jot down a couple notes. What do you think we're going to hear about? What sort of details are they going to give us in a story called Happy New Year? When you're ready, restart the video and let's get right into our story. All right, Happy New Year. Let's read to learn how one family celebrates the start of a new year. I'll read, you read along with me, maybe even pause and read again after I finish. We're going to start right at the top there. My family lives in New York City. It's December 31st, and we are celebrating New Year's Eve. My sister Alexa and I are wearing silly hats and blowing on noisemakers. Outside our window, people are gathered outside to celebrate together. It is loud and exciting. Mom and Dad say we can stay up late. Right before midnight, the crowd outside our windows will begin counting down the last seconds of the year. 10, 9, 8. At midnight, everyone will shout, Happy New Year! Colorful confetti will fall all around the crowd. All right, I want you to pause the video now, and I want you to read that once more to yourself. Take a moment, pay close attention, and underline a sentence that tells you what the topic of this story is. Remember, the topic is just telling us, what is this about? What is this story telling us? All right, let's restart the video. Hopefully you read and you underlined the topic. What is this story going to be about? What sentence tells you that? Well, we see right here, it starts out, my family lives in New York City. Is the topic of this about her family living in New York City? No, I don't think so. It's giving us details about something else. It's December 31st, and we are celebrating New Year's Eve. Now, that sentence might have been a good idea to underline. It's December 31st, and we are celebrating New Year's Eve. What makes me think that's the topic? Well, if I read the rest of it, everything else is describing what they do to celebrate New Year's Eve. Let's keep reading. On the next page, now we have moved forward in time. It's February. Now it is February. We are celebrating Chinese New Year. Our house is decorated with red lanterns. Dad explains that Chinese New Year is a celebration that spring is coming. Today we are going to Chinatown for the celebration. We will hear thousands of firecrackers. Bright streamers will fly, and we will see traditional dancers dressed in bright colors. Later, we will watch the parade. Lion dancers rear up on their hind legs and twirl. Finally, the long, colorful dragon weaves its way down the street. Everyone is cheering and having fun. What a happy new year. All right, again, I'm going to ask you to pause and reread. Pause the video, reread it to yourself once more. You could also rewind and listen to me read it once more. And then I want you to underline on this page all the details that tell you what the celebration looks like. Not what it sounds like, or not what it feels like to be celebrating New Year's Eve, but what sort of sight words are in there? Words about what you see. What does the Chinese New Year celebration look like? Pause and take a moment. All right, if you're back, you should have underlined all of the things in this page that tell you what the celebration looks like, all the details of what the celebration looks like. Now it is February. We are celebrating Chinese New Year. Let's read it again. Our house is decorated with red lanterns. So right there in that sentence, our house is decorated with red lanterns. I can actually picture, it gives me a picture in my mind what that house looks like. It's all decorated with red lanterns. Dad explains that Chinese New Year is a celebration that spring is coming. Today we are going to Chinatown for the celebration. We will hear thousands of firecrackers. Now there's no need to underline that because that's not talking about what we see, it's what we hear. Thousands of firecrackers. But this next sentence, bright streamers will fly and we will see traditional dancers dressed in bright colors. So now I can picture those dancers. All kinds of bright colors, streamers flying through the air. Later, we will watch the parade. We see the parade. What do we see? Lion dancers rear up on their hind legs and twirl. That means their back legs, and they twirl, they spin around. And finally, the long, colorful dragon weaves its way down the street. Again, those are details that tell me what that dragon looks like. It's long and colorful. All right, take a moment, pause the video, reread this whole story. It's a good idea, so you can really get the whole story locked in your brain. And then I want you to think about, what is the central idea of this text? What is this story mostly telling us about? What is the main thing the author is trying to tell us? And what details from the text can you find that support that idea? Take a moment, write down some notes for yourself. These are just to help you think about what you read and make sure you have it all locked in your brain. What is the central idea and what are some supporting details? Then finally, here's your assignment. This is your task for today. I want you to write about this story. Compare the two New Year's celebrations. How are they the same? How are they different? I want you to write 6 complete sentences. Have somebody check it, write it as carefully and neatly as you can so I can understand everything that you're writing. Make sure that you use details from the text to support your answer. We learned about New Year's celebration in New York City and then Chinese New Year, also in New York City in Chinatown. Compare those two New Year's celebrations. How are they the same? How are they different? Then just like always, when you have finished your awesome, excellent, great work that is making me so proud, take some photos of it, send it to me. Have a great day.